Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome back to another episode of the Mining Market Signal, or Mind Your Biz Live, or, you know, just Seth talking on a camera while we're live streaming on YouTube. You've been tuning in for years, and this is still your preferred Mining Market Signal show. Appreciate you being here, being supportive, and, well, giving me an opportunity, too, in the spirit of friendliness and fraternal shit posting. Give Son of a Tech a bit of a ribbing. I appreciate that he went live this morning talking about a problem that absolutely needs to be talked about. When blockchains don't perform, we should talk about it. I'm also kind of eating crow because yesterday I did that little 2-minute snippet from the previous live stream where I was like bragging about how Polygon is awesome and it's never had problems. And then like, obviously Murphy's Law, it totally has problems, like right after I post the snippet from that live stream, which is, you know, I mean, now technically it's out of context, right? I made those comments before there were problems, but the game itself had launched. So we're going to talk all about that, do a very deep dive about that in today's content so that we are not stuck with bad information, right? So it's very easy to make any blockchain look bad when you only look at its losses. The random commenter in the from yesterday who said like, oh yeah, prove to me that Solana was shut down or the validator network was restarted. Bro, the actual head of development for the project admitted that they had to restart it. That's public record. I didn't make that up and whatever. We can look that stuff up. So I'm gonna leave those criticisms there of Solana. It too has problems that need to be solved before it can be relied upon long term, right? We can't have 17 hours of downtime and then 4 hours of downtime and then 15 hours of downtime intermittently where it's legitimately broken because the validator network has been turned off. That hasn't happened with Polygon, but before we jump too deeply into that, let's go into some of our other content so that we cover all of the rest of the news cycle. Let me call out some people who are here live. D Miners is here for, he says, ETH. Peace sign, appreciate that. Greg Moravik is in the chat. Some Goblin Loser, I don't know, is also here, as well as Bernie. Appreciate you guys being here, guys. Love your face. Appreciate the community. You guys are what make this channel awesome. Real talk. You guys. Real MVP. Let me jump out of the way and show you what we're working with here. We got another entrant, right? Bear Judío has entered the chat. Is that funny? So YouTube won't ding me for saying that in Spanish. Also judío. There you go. I'll say it fully in Spanish. Oh, el judío also. Anyway, let me jump out of the way before I get myself into trouble. All right, your chat is on screen. Be on your best behavior, guys. Do be on your best behavior. And do be sure that you smash that like until it explodes. It helps. Guys, every click counts. We're here to click until we unlock the next level. So thank you for being here, guys. Appreciate that. But here we got a fear and greed index of 24. Why so fearful, market? Why y'all so afraid? Well, I mean, stuff like this, when networks do go down, when networks have problems, when there are congestion problems across multiple networks, for example, and when it resembles something of a DDoS, which in the case of Solana, maybe it was a DDoS. Again, that's kind of how we characterized it last time when it spiked all the way up past 400,000 transactions per second, but they were junk transactions, clearly not actually carrying good data from any kind of DEXs or anything else, or any kind of yield platforms, or even any kind of like play to earn platforms, which is the case with Polygon. I think maybe it was a well-intentioned mistake. Hey, JP from the UK says, much love. Appreciate that, JP. Thank you. D Miners asked if our friend got a Christmas gift, and William Day is here saying good morning. Appreciate it, guys. But I digress. Let's jump back in, guys. Why is the market so fearful? First off, I still think this is a counter indicator. In some cases, I'm starting to get alarm bells going off, and we'll talk about that when we reach the Bitcoin side of today's live stream. It is an in-depth live stream. If you as a member of the community are willing to contribute timestamps to the live streams, that would be huge. I am asking for help there. So if this is something that you have time for, I'm not asking you to do it for free, but I could use that help. So if this is something that you're interested in doing, you want to make a little extra coin, I am hiring for that job. So I need help with timestamps. Maybe it could be you. Maybe even just take note of it while you're live, and that would mean a lot to me. So do hit me up after the stream. Let me know. You can DM me on Twitter, or my DMs are open, obviously, on Telegram as well. Guys, I'm very open, actually quite accessible. So let me know if that describes you, something you're interested in. But, guys, disclaimer. We're going hard today. Disclaimer. None of what follows is meant to be advice. Straight up. And I got to play the game, right? That's part of it. I have to red screen you when I go live like this. So thank you for being okay with that. Appreciate it very much. All right, let me jump out of the way. Greetings from Lithuania, from Danius. Thank you. That's a really, everyone's got some really inventive usernames today. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Let me jump out of the way though. Fear and Greed Index indicates a score of 24. We've been living in fear for a month, over a month. We could scoot back out or zoom back out all the way to a 3-month time frame and see about a month and a half now, right? Split the difference, a month and a half. That halfway point we dipped through from greed all the way through neutrality, kind of slid down neutrality, and now we've been living in fear, kind of popping up into neutrality, but not really getting above it, not getting our heads above water, into full-blown greed. Not yet. D-Miners asks a question. Let me make sure I have this on screen, guys. I love having your chat on screen. This is a community-oriented show. This is for you guys, okay? Just know that. I do have a day job in crypto. I do work in crypto full-time, but this live stream is for you. All right. I try to decrease the number of sponsors that I have to have live. So it's a big deal for me to have you here. All right. D-Miners asks, what do you think the everyday person that invests will do with ETH after 2.0? Great question. Let's talk about that as we go. And then some Goblin Loser says, speaking of Telegram, watched a 2-part series by Rabid Mining about a coin named TON and how to mine it. Rabid Mining was on it, guys. Let me consult his material so that I can do some complimentary material. I don't like stepping on the toes of other content creators. If they've already said something or they've already taken a certain stance on something, I want to add value to the community, including the other content creators. They do good work. So let me look up that tutorial by Rabid Mining. Phenomenal creator in the space, adding a lot of value wherever he can. And let me see what I can add to that. But I think bare minimum, we are going to add it to our portfolio. I guess the big question is, do we want to put it in GPU mining or do we want to put it in smart contracts? Because I think it has a place in both. But maybe we start with GPU mining. Maybe we add that today. But great question. D-Miners asks, after ETH 2.0, what will the average everyday person that invests, what will they do with it? Well, I think that the wealthier stakers will enjoy what miners enjoy right now, which is the ongoing block subsidy, which will be decreased over time. And it's supposed to be deflationary with the IP 1559. But I suspect that because of that incentive, that profit motive, that those who have larger stakes or who run stake pools, especially who runs validators and stake pools, that they will, well, some Goblin Loser says TON is a proof of stake coin technically. Yes, and it's technically currently a hybrid consensus coin. So it does require proof of work to be able to acquire, as an onboarding mechanism, a certain amount of the coin supply. So without going too deep into it there. Crypto Mikkel's in the chat as well, guys. Love to see you guys here live. Let me throw your chat on screen. Appreciate the whole family being here. You can see also below my video that embedding that the chat right there. I shared that with Mikkel and a few other creators from the GPU mining space. So when you see your favorite creators go live, remind them, hey, didn't Mine Your Biz share a free resource that you could use to put your chat on screen with OBS? Because I did. Because it's awesome. Because I love seeing your guys' chat on screen. And because they should too. Because they're awesome too and they live stream a lot. So anyway, try to share where we can, guys. It's the spirit of open source. But jumping back out of the way, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. But this is our current fear and greed index, guys. We're definitely down towards fear, not neutrality, and not greed. And that's okay. But the question is always, why? Why are we feeling fearful? I think some of the news cycle it contributes to that. Today certainly is no exception when you've got all of these different sidechain scaling solutions that have suffered some kind of an attack or some kind of a slowdown. It can shake investor confidence. So I don't know if this is the biggest reason, but there's more to it than that. If you check for the links down in the description of this video, which again, I never try to hold stuff over your head. And of course, blockchain is an open book. You can go see block explorers for yourself and you can figure this stuff out on your own. But still, when we're talking about a main like through line of content, I like giving you the links so that you can be educated on your own terms. I'm not just going to tell you what to think, right? I'm going to try to share, and you've seen me. I will change my mind as well if it's well reasoned. So yeah, just don't come swinging at me because I don't take that very kindly. Anyway, let's jump back into the main content, guys. Change your RPC. This is the first step. This issue with Polygon. Anybody who's having that problem saying, "Oh my gosh, it's so slow." Well, have you actually tried the correct RPC, or are you trying an old one? Because they're in a bit of a growth mode. They acquired Hermes. They are acquiring ZK Rollup Tech and Optimistic Rollup Tech. So they are really kind of expanding a lot. They're doing more that's transformative to their network than a lot of the other L1 side chains. So a lot of the other L1 side chains don't even have a roadmap to do what Polygon is trying to roll out now. And am I being something of a Polygon apologist? I guess, yeah, maybe I am. I'm a little bit entrenched, guys. I really like it. I really like what I see in Polygon so far. Crypto Mikkel says, no issue for me. That's because Crypto Mikkel, like me, you probably have the correct RPC. So let's solve that problem for anybody who's watching so you don't go on the rest of your day thinking erroneously that you can't use Polygon, because that's just not true. Full stop. It's just false. So over on the QuickSwap page, you have the official tutorial that came out over a quarter ago, correcting that error as to how you can have the correct RPC URL. And that RPC URL is polygon-rpc.com. This was corrected over 3 months ago, right? So the currency symbol, of course, is Matic. The chain ID is 137. And here's the thing. You and I both know that the chain ID is essential. You have to have the correct chain ID. But if you query the wrong RPC URL or the wrong RPC, you won't get fast Block Explorer results. And MetaMask will suffer. And you'll struggle to use any kind of online service that connects with MetaMask. It's that simple. It really is. And this is half the problem that hardware wallet manufacturers or signing device manufacturers have as far as just updating support in the software component of their wallets, is having the correct RPC URL, sometimes in their case in firmware, but usually not. Usually it's a signing device that just connects to MetaMask if you're working with Ledger or Trezor, like I do, like I recommend. But having the correct RPC URL and the correct chain ID. That's what makes it so difficult for the other wallets that don't simply do signing, right? Private key signing for MetaMask. And that's why private key signing for MetaMask is so powerful as a hardware wallet strategy or as a security strategy. We're getting a little bit nerdy there, guys, but I know you're picking up what I'm throwing down. That's why I'm telling you. I trust you. I think you're intelligent enough to figure this out. But RPC URL is polygon-rpc.com, 137, and of course Polygon Scan, made by the same people who make Etherscan. This link is in the description. Drinking Milk says, good info, you're a treasure. I really appreciate you saying that, guys. I try to just be sure that I try to just offer as much helpful content as I can, but these links are in the description, so you can check this out. You can copy paste directly into this. Some Goblin Loser says, I am Smart Cookie. And yes, he is. Look at that. Wait. We've got Milk and Smart Cookie. I think we're on to something, guys. We should make an NFT. No, we shouldn't. Not a good time to launch NFTs. But anyway, D-Miner says, it's the beard. Maybe. Is that like when Agent Smith said it's the smell? I don't know if it's really substantial, because it's like, I can be on camera, but for all you know, this is an augmented reality. I might not really have a beard. I might even be a person. I could be an AI, like Jensen on that live stream yesterday. But let's get out of the way, guys. Show your chat on screen. This is the fix for the problem that so vexes some of you. And let me show you in my MetaMask. Here's a tiny little balance on these wallets. Oh, we are having a little bit of a struggle here. We are having a struggle loading some of our balances out. Let's go ahead and refresh this within the extension, see if we can get any kind of a new balance loaded up. And yes, it really was that simple. It's already reloaded. Go over to our settings, and from our settings, take a look at our networks. I'm just going to show you guys. I've got a bunch of different networks here. I wanted to check out the Pulse Chain testnet, so it's loaded up. When Pulse Chain goes live, guess what? I'm going to pick some up. Guys, I'm really not trying to pick winners. I want to see an EVM chain that is a proper alternative or a proper assistant to Ethereum to help it scale in case ETH 2.0 just doesn't scale as much as we hope. Because I still suspect that when the merge happens, it won't scale as much as everyone believes it will. And at that point, like, cool story, you're just another EVM style proof of stake chain. Think about that for a second. It's kind of sobering, isn't it? Like, there are other proof of stake EVM chains that already have scale that have already launched with proof of stake and offer validator rewards. It's kind of scary when you think about it. We're living the future today and dealing with some of the growing pains of Ethereum 2.0 today. Mobius is saying Pulse is so fast. I've not been able to use it since I think I got my initial testnet tokens and did that one quick test on Nerd Girl's live stream that one time. So I'm really looking forward to mainnet launch and seeing projects, third-party projects support it. I don't just want to see every hexagon say like Pulse Chain is awesome and see it be a playground only for hexagons who also happen to have Pulse. If it's a sandbox, then I mean, gosh darn it, why don't we just use Hex on Matic right now? Because that works. It does. It works. And the fees are lower. As we're seeing today, it's a bit of a problem because of what's been happening with congestion, but it's not totally broken. So the fees are lower, significantly lower than Ethereum, especially for the kinds of smart contract rules that were put in place on Ethereum that made things so difficult for dedicated hexagons, people who wanted to stake and unstake or rearrange their stakes as needed. So, guys, I'm trying to be real about that too, right? I'm looking forward to new launches like Pulse Chain. I would love to see it just blow the doors off, right, of the EVM chain world and work. But I'm going to try to be very realistic about that too. Polygon is implementing a DAO because they were accused of being decentralized. Well, what happens when 90% of the coin supply for Pulse Chain is being allocated to one donor? Looks pretty centralized too, right? But then the narrative shifts to, well, centralization of ownership is good. Is it though? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced, right? Like, I'm just saying, guys, I'm not convinced of that. Having something that at least appears to be decentralized or assists in having checks and balances within the spectrum of decentralization, I think is probably a good thing. In the same way that, like, I know there's the illusion of choice. People get confused when you give them too many choices, but you still have to let people be free, right? To be who they're going to be and make their own choices. So there is kind of that spectrum, right, of freedom and choice, and then decentralization as well, right? Freedom from certain centralized controls. So I get that there's a spectrum there, but I'm trying to keep my options open too. But I don't think we need to be so quick to throw the baby out with the bathwater on Matic, because here we go. That's what I've been using. I'm using the correct RPC URL. I also have the Ethermine private RPC, guys. Why? Because gosh darn it, wrong button. Because I covered it months ago when it became a reality, when Ethermine debuted that, because it's a really cool offering. I want to see more private RPCs. I'd love to maybe do a tutorial on how to create my own private RPC by spinning it up on, say, like DigitalOcean or something, because there are tutorials on how to do that. Guys, we're only limited by our imagination, and I guess maybe the amount of time we have to build stuff, but mostly our imagination, if we're being honest. So definitely appreciate that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Some Goblin loser took a second on that one on the uptake. He said, drinking milk. Oh my goodness. We have smart cookies now. Milk. I get it now. Mind your biz. Ha ha ha. It's maniacal laughter. It's okay. Here's the thing. I'm a dad, right? I can lean into the dad jokes all day and keep on going. Like the Energizer Bunny with it. But moving back into this, guys, I've got multiple different nets, like the Mumbai testnet, different RPCs loaded up here. BSC, obviously. Yes, I had to shake hands with the devil because that's the absolute state of things. Some of us don't even like BSC that much ideologically, but people still want to pay us on BSC, right? I've even had people who, like in my business dealings, wanted to pay me on Tron. And I've said that before. Do I like having a Tron wallet? No, I don't particularly love it, but somebody insisted. So I was like, okay. Thank goodness Zelcore has Flux in it, right? Thank goodness the Flux team has added TRX support, because that was like my get out of jail free card, frankly. But yeah, just saying, guys, we all make compromises in blockchain. That is literally the name of the game. Satoshi left before Bitcoin was complete. It's all compromise on some level, all of it. So including the whole like Bitcoin is digital cash to now Bitcoin is a store of value. Compromise. I'm not upset about it. I think it's okay. I really do. I see a path forward with Bitcoin as far as that goes. But yeah. Mikkel says, I like BSC for cake, but that's about it. Yeah, the cake was a lie. Sorry, dude. Of all the games that I own, Portal has like far more hours than it should. But yeah, no, I agree. The cake is not a lie on BSC, right? The rewards are pretty good. So guys, jumping back out of the way here. That's kind of the main event right there. Just have the right RPC and don't whine about it. It's that simple, guys. You would do the same thing on Ethereum if you thought like, oh, maybe I have some alternatives. Well, yeah, gosh darn it, you do. You got the Ethermine private RPC, don't you? Well, then stop being lazy and go find a new RPC, gosh darn it. So anyway, jumping out of the way there is the tutorial here on how to do it, rather on the QuickSwap site on how to do it. And then there's also, I've got QuickSwap open right now. I just want to show you proof of activity right now. I've got this tiny little balance in this wallet here. What do we got? Can you load something up? Actually, let me make sure that I'm still logged in. But there should be proof of, yep, activity right there. Same wallet. It's got some balance that it should read from my MetaMask. I'll go with UGT, I guess, instead. Got a little bit right there. Should be able to load all that up. And I'm actually going to trade that. Oof. Yeah, it's worth all of 1.7 Matic. I think I probably took a little loss on this. I had some UGT from some freelance work that I did. Cool project. Very cool project. I don't want to say anything disparaging about it. But here, for the purposes of what we're doing, got to move from UGT to Quick, DAI to Wrapped Matic. I think maybe what I should be doing instead is just going to Quick, right? Like I want to decrease those steps if I can. That's the last thing I want to do is get wrecked on yeah, sure, go ahead and add some tokens. Weird. Oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong network. Let's not be on the wrong network. How about that? But go to Quick. There we go. Wow, now it's going from ETH to Quick. What? I don't have many good pairs here, guys. That's kind of my issue, right? So if I know that I've got to go through ETH, I'm just going to take the fewest leaps here. That's the other thing. What? How did it? Okay, now it's going to go from UGT to Quick to DAI to ETH. Why you got to do this, bro? Yeah, I've got some hops here that I'm not super happy about. Here's what I'm going to do instead, guys. I think maybe I'm going to go to 1-inch DEX. There we go. Go to 1-inch DEX because it also supports Polygon. The bottom line is, what I'm trying to show you is that it definitely works here. Latrell says, I got some things to learn here. Well, what we want to do, better swap rates. Thanks, 1-inch. 1-inch for the win. And Matic ETH looks like it's locked. Okay, show me my balances, guys. You should be showing me my balances. UGT, where are you at? Oh, and I'll have to add it. Bloody heck. Okay, so the bottom line is, guys, what you need to see, match network and oh, you know what? It'd be so much easier if here also I went to the right network. See if you can read my wallet balances now. Oh, hey, what? Huh. That's random. Cool. Somebody sent me some money, I guess. Thanks. Gotta love those random little surprises like, oh, hey, it's like finding, you know, a $50 bill in your hoodie after you goes through the wash. Cool story, man. I did not expect to see that today. So, yay. All right. Happy. Yeah, glad to see that for sure. Let me jump out of the way, make sure I've got the correct wallet here as well. Looks like I think I do. All right. And yeah, I know, right? It's a very welcome $50, Latrell says. Ravenboy Crypto says, God's Unchained making you some loot. Dude, I wish, right? I would like quit doing I would only live stream video games. I would quit doing any kind of market commentary if I got incentivized to that level. Could you imagine literally replacing your job with play to earn? I mean, you couldn't do it. You couldn't just quit, right? Because you'd need to know that you could sustain play to earn earnings over like months, right? But geez. Yeah, Crypto Miguel, the panic, dude. Right? I was legit like, oh my gosh, are people airdropping me like racks? What the heck? Like, what? This is a thing? Anyway, yeah, I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at there for a second. Okay, let me jump back in. Throw your chat on screen. It is showing my proper balance now. I was getting worried there for a second, guys. I kind of was. Let me see if I can find 0x Bitcoin. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that, guys. I wouldn't do that to you today. UGT, can you... Oh, why you gotta do this? Now, okay, now we get to do the full round trip. These guys might actually like this. Polygon scan. And we're going to look for the Unreal Governance Token. So, Unreal Governance Token, proof of stake. That ought to do it right there. Unreal Governance Token is not... Wow, I'm one of precious few that has this, maybe? Is that right? No, that's not right. Yeah, no, that's not right. It's really not right. No recent transfers anyway, so it could be that they're struggling on this one as well. Ooh. Unreal Finance Token, UGT. That's right. Okay, it is Unreal Finance Token. That was my mistake. Nope, that's a copycat because there's only 2 holders. Yeah. Well, shoot. Yeah, now I don't know which one I'm supposed... Gosh, darn you. And none of these are actually returning a fully diluted market cap. So let me jump out of the way. Jump out of this tool. Go to Nomics instead, which may have something cached. Yeah, Crypto Mikkel, Life of a Streamer is a fun one. Dude, right? Guys are like, popcorn. Somebody throw some popcorn emojis in the chat, because I think maybe I've earned that much. Okay, there it is. UGT. Nomics to the win. Nomics for the win. Throwing our UGT contract there. It should have... Huh. How... Yeah, I'm not... Now I'm like confused as to how it's showing up, you know? Because I do have it, and it won't be mirrored as the same contract address over on Polygon. Okay, somebody I think is trying to put a contract address in there. Let me give it a little search here. Sorry, I'm not going to put that on screen for right now. Just not a thing I can do. I see that. I appreciate you trying though. So Walt, I'm going to throw that on screen right now. So I made a little mistake. There you go. Have to import. Yeah, it's got a little problem there, guys. Alrighty. Well, why don't I just go with lower hanging fruit, guys? Let's just keep this a lot simpler. I'm going to go back to... No. All right, just help me work with the balance that you know I have. Dum-dum. Alrighty, so I know that I've got a tiny bit of quick swap token, right? There, the quick governance token. So I'll go with quick, and I'm going to put that directly into Matic, I guess. You know, all these bags. Oh yeah. See that? Heck yeah. Awesome. So bring this over to Matic right now. Got 1 inch. Quick swap would transaction. It's pretty high, actually, guys. It's a bit high. So I know the gas fees are high right now. I definitely know that much. So yeah, transaction cost is 0.1 Matic on both. Yep, guys, it's over. Pack it up, go home. Transactions cost 23 cents on Matic. Confirmed. You saw it here live. Bloody hell. I just don't get it. Okay, so anyway, there we go. There you go. Save 23 cents. Wow. Okay. John says, go to your wallet address. What I'd rather not do is show that live, so I can just go ahead and copy that. I mean, you make a fair point. Go ahead and look that up. And I will, just from within MetaMask, guys, if you don't know how to do this, I will show this on screen. You can drop down MetaMask, and then from your 3-dot menu, so you drop down, View, Account, and Explorer. I'm going to click that button, and it's going to open up Polygon Scan in another tab, and then I'm going to look that up. But what I'd rather not do is fully dox that wallet address. You'll notice that I don't have any EVM addresses listed in my descriptions anymore. Why? Because they're ClearNet, right? These are public ledgers. There may be people who know a wallet or two of mine from some time ago. Those are defunct. They're gone. They're dead. They're dead ends. I don't use them anymore. Yeah. Ethereum, a lot like Bitcoin, unless you're using some kind of privacy tech. I'm just going to use that word. Unless you're using privacy tech, it is not very private. It's that simple. So go to my holdings here. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like... I don't even know. I think that I've got my address bar shown as well. There we go. So, delete that. Well, shoot. Looks like UGT, the wrapped UGT here on Polygon Scan, it is no longer, I think, properly attached to, yeah, to the Unreal. It could be that it's just kind of abandoned as far as the migrated token here on Polygon. So, I mean, whatever. It's okay, guys. Really, it's all right. I'm not too worried about that, but let me go ahead and import it anyway. Paste that address. Paste that address. Everything sounds dirty when you say it that way. Paste that address. Do it. Paste that address. Here it is, guys. I've got to tell them that I understand the risks. Import. There it is. Maximum. Actually, it is trading for a value. It's just, it is kind of like slow there. All right, cool. We got through it, guys. We muddled through somehow. This is not usually my process, but there we go. We muddled through somehow. Oh, $4. Yikes. Okay. So looks like our transaction cost, is 45 cents, guys. I lied. 45 cents to do a transaction on Polygon. Pack it up. Go home. It's over. Give permission to swap. It looks like you're trying to use the 1-inch dApp from restricted territory. Ew. Yikes. 1 inch is, well, it's telling us not to do this. I can't swap VPNs because that'll cut the live stream. I kid. Crypto McCall, I like you. Copy paste, boy. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. So, I'm clearly having problems there because of territorial issues. Did I just say that 1-inch DEX gets a little territorial? Yes, I did. But it looks like the fees are basically the same between 1-inch DEX and QuickSwap. So let me jump back to QuickSwap, and we're logged in with the same wallet. This time, I think it should, because I believe that UGT, yep, it was a trading pair that was available, and they cache your wallet contents, or not the wallet contents, but all of their trading pairs here on QuickSwap in a way that does not require you to import from some other block explorer. You don't have to import smart contract addresses. That's part of the user experience on QuickSwap. I guess I am shilling a little bit right now, guys. So sue me. But you just saw right there. That's all I had to do. Just tell it I wanted to do UGT, and it showed up. So let's select another token that I know I own some amount. Go just to Matic, Max, and come on. There we go. And liquidity provider fee, I am going to take a little hit because I'm releasing some of that token. So they've got, but it's not going to impact the price too much. You see right there. It is going to go through wrapped Ethereum. It's not going to be ETH right now, but I'm going to go ahead and hit swap. I really don't, guys, at this point, I'm like, whatever, doesn't matter. And these are test balances that I keep in a wallet address that's not super deep, right? Like I don't keep this level of wallet balance in just MetaMask. I actually use a hardware wallet for anything beyond these amounts. But here we go. Swap exact tokens for Ethereum. Looks like I'm going to, oh no, I'm paying 0.16 Matic. It's not fair, guys. It's not fair. It's not fair. I need my COD says exchange some ETH on 1-inch and watch how much that is. Not cheap. Oh no. And you know what? We're going to solve this problem right now because we're problem solvers, not whiners. And here's how we're going to solve that. Just like you would if you were on Ethereum and you were serious about doing a transaction, you're going to adjust your gas fee. And you can do that within MetaMask. All right. So we can right there, estimated gas fee. We can just click on edit. Gas price, we already got it at 500, which is a bit high, but I'm going to do 550 anyway, which does pop it up a bit. I'm not super happy about that, but still all in, we're 0.18 Matic, and that's still, it works out in my favor because UGT right now, the price has bottomed out. So anything that I was holding before, yeah, I held it in the ground. Typical miner stuff, guys, right? Like, why do we do this? We hold certain coins until they just completely deflate. We're like, it could come back. I know it will. And then it doesn't. But anyway, no, we are having a bit of an issue there. All right. So ETH.js query, while formatting outputs from RPC. All right. So maybe it is the RPC that's failing, but I haven't had any other issues any other place. Double check here. All right. Send UGT. Well, I mean, I guess I could send UGT to one lucky viewer, but I don't want to make that weird. Okay. Had trouble loading your balances. They need a load balancer. Okay, that's not really what we need. All right, guys, appreciate that. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for those likes, guys. I appreciate that. I really do. And assets. There, go back to assets, not activity. And it looks like, let's see, what did you try to do? Failed? I don't know. Tried to stake. That was a while ago. Some stake. It was not 6 months ago. It was a while ago, a couple months ago. But it failed. And how much Matic did we spend? We did not spend more than about a quarter in US dollar value. That said, if you believe that Polygon does have the potential to go to like $10, it's a bit pricier, right? This is going to add up. Says, I'm the lucky viewer. He tuned in for an airdrop of something that I was giving away from my busted wallet. Sorry to disappoint. It won't be the last time. All right, jumping back into QuickSwap. Let's take a look at a round trip here again. How about we try swapping to Quick? Oh, that's a longer trip. I don't like that at all. Yeah, I don't like that one bit. And trying again to wrapped ETH. And it looks like that's direct. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, no, that's direct. I like that a lot. So let's get rid of any kind of round trips there. That's going to decrease our overall. I mean, it may not decrease our overall fees, but it may decrease our liquidity provider fee on UGT. See that right there? So down there in the background, you can see that it's less. John Spanos, load balancer. Nice one. He's slapping his knee. Some goblin loser says, am I the lucky loser? Well, I don't know. We're all watching this together. I kid, guys. This is dad humor. We're not losing today. We are winning knowledge. So smash that like till it explodes. All right. So we are waiting for this confirmation. We'll see what happens. Perhaps a less complex swap will help us get through. I haven't been able to sign. There we go in MetaMask just yet. So MetaMask, do your thing. 0.119 Matic. Let's double check our gas. 500. Let's go buck wild. Let's bring it up to 1500. See what that does. It's 0.35 Matic. I don't love that. I really don't, but I gotta know. Is it going to work? Plus, we decreased our, it's not apples to apples. We decreased our problems, or our liquidity provider fee over on UGT. Looks like that got us through, but 1500 Gwei, I don't care what network you're on, 1500 Gwei is kind of painful. That is, right? So at least it's submitted, and yes, it did swap. So confirmed here, they've got their own front end for showing the confirmation, so you don't have to navigate away. So move away from there, and Bob's your uncle. However, at what cost? Literally, what did that just cost us, guys? We got to know. This is important. This means something. All right. CoinGecko, to the rescue. Tell us. And let me jump out of the way here. CoinGecko, our one true source of truth. What am I doing? Putting CoinGecko twice. Let's put in Matic. Still number 14. So, price is down though. So there you go. Silver lining. That's kind of nice. mean, if you thought you missed your last entry point, maybe this is it. If you still believe in whatever that vision is. All right, let's take a look at what is 0.33 Matic. We paid 72 cents on a transaction just now. I'm not super happy about that. Not going to lie. Yeah, 0.72 is not good times. And you figure when you extrapolate the end goal for a lot of these layer ones, 0.33, like a full third of a coin of anything, I think in most people's minds, that's meant to, like when you're approaching zero, that's meant to be substantial, right? So coins like Solana, 0.33 Solana is a lot right now. 0.33 AVAX right now at over $100, that's a lot. Right? You wouldn't want to spend $33 on a transaction, generally speaking. Now in Ethereum, we don't think twice about it because we're like, oh yeah, that's normal. It's way better than DeFi summer, right? How soon we forget, right? We become accustomed to that. But I do get it, guys. As we're approaching approaching one, we feel good. As we're approaching zero, we feel, or rather, approaching one, we feel bad here in this case. And approaching zero, we feel better, right? Like throw some zeros on that and we're like, yes, all right, I'll pay 0.7 of a penny. That's better, you know, or better still, hundredths of a penny. We're feeling a lot better about that. So yeah, Bernie thought it was Ethereum. Okay, yeah, no, we're not. We're out of the woods there, I think. But let's take a look, guys. Here, these are in your description as well, or in the description of this video as well. As per usual, everything that I'm covering right now is available as a link in the description of this video. Why? Because I trust you. I don't just love your face. I love what's behind it, a brain. And I know that you need to be able to go to the source, to be able to understand this for yourself. So here's something from Reddit. Somebody says, has Polygon said anything about the Sunflower game, the ridiculously long transaction times, higher gas fees? Is this going to be resolved? Well, we got to talk about that, guys. So CryptoKitties caused a similar issue for Ethereum some years ago. If you don't remember, if you don't know the history, look up CryptoKitties Ethereum. And it basically dragged Ethereum to a crawl for a time and did a very similar thing in terms of having a poorly formed smart contract that was part of their not play to earn game, but their NFT game, where you could essentially breed rare cats, these kitties, and then have new cats. Nothing from what we're seeing in play to earn or NFTs, frankly, is all that new, right? These things move in cycles, including the content that we create as far as talking about some of these networks. So CryptoKitties was kind of the first iteration of that, not play to earn, but that iterative, generative rather, NFT system where you could breed, air quotes, one NFT with another and get different outcomes, different results with a certain number of permutations from each pairing, right? Like doing like NFT animal husbandry, basically. And so this is not a new thing. It was a poorly formed smart contract, though, with CryptoKitties that called the smart contract too many times. It's that simple, right? So transactional throughput, when the game became popular, got through the roof. And the same thing happened with this new sunflower farming game on Polygon, where it's a very poorly formed smart contract. And I should have something else up here on the screen as well, and in the description of this video, so you can look up the details. These guys complained about it. These guys, so Letty, 6 hours ago, I mean, seriously, thumbs up to this person, upvote. Please do give this person an upvote. I'm going to use a little some like coins that I have lying around here over on Reddit. And I am on Reddit, by the way, guys. Just mind your biz. Feel free to follow me. Follow your boy over on Reddit. I don't post that often, but I try to engage in good conversation when I am there. But so they implement a game design, which in short can reward you for every single transaction against its contract. Every single one. None of it is offline. None of it is kind of centralized. And this is where we talk about like centralization being a spectrum. This is where you would want your video game engine to be like a layer 2 when it's calling smart contracts. You don't want to put all of your game logic on chain. It's idiotic. You're going to take any network and you're going to slow it to a crawl. And it doesn't matter which one it is, right? Solana, you can bring Solana to a crawl too. Like really take any AAA title and try to put all of your game logic on chain. And Solana is nothing. It's nothing compared to AAA massively multiplayer online role-playing games. You'll just destroy it, right? Like you can't do that with blockchain. It's not one of the useful purposes of blockchain. It's that simple. So somebody did it though, right? So every single interaction hits the smart contract, all of them. Store a log of all actions completed by the user and verify them against the blockchain periodically. There you go. It's sort of a cookie clicker. Back-end driven logic is the other method for ensuring fairness. Security-wise, it's the ultimate option. It's also a nuclear option, like they say. Picking between these, in the case of my own, it's a developer too that jumps in and they're trying to model good behavior for the rest of the community and saying like, look, this is how you don't destroy blockchains. Do what I did. Hopefully this guy gets some users out of this post because it's in good faith, right? If somebody had done this back when CryptoKitties slowed down Ethereum, they would have like totally won the internet for that day, right? They would have been like, oh, cool. This guy like showed us how we can improve the smart contract mechanics and the game logic and how it calls the smart contract. And they've already got a game to show us how it works. Like, we're going to go play this game for a while, right? Like, throw this guy a bone, like buy their NFTs, play, earn, do whatever this guy's doing. Let's go be involved, right? So seriously, give this person an upvote at least over on Reddit. It's the minimum you can do. But they talk about how they can do that. Overwatch uses a mix of active and delayed verification. Active verification for very obvious stuff, such as a user glitching all over the map and firing bullets from a location they're nowhere near. And then replay verification to pick up on complex, harder to detect stuff like aimbotting. See that even when you need to have that real-time interaction, there are ways to do it without completely overloading the logic of your game, whatever the game engine is, and especially if it tries to like call a smart contract. Ugh. But he's talking about centralized games, because even just the server load of a game like Overwatch, man, this wouldn't have been possible 15 years ago, the way games are played now, right? Like it's too much rich data. You have to come up with some compromises. So let's see. Updated below to remove or make any potentially misleading cookie clicker comparisons. They say runs the passively active verification method. The logic goes for full verification and execution on the blockchain each time an individual farm is saved. Is carried out per individual farm. And they go in depth on how this works. How the DDoS ends and normality ensues. They say the speculation side of the sunflower farm is what's currently keeping it afloat. Currently the value of it is so high and the token is so hyperinflationary that it's remained profitable to keep hitting the blockchain contract as fast as possible, right? We've got misaligned incentives. They have incentivized the user behavior that would shred Polygon as a network. So yeah, when you give financial incentive for people to come in and click buttons until you drag a network down, guess what's going to happen? They're going to drag a network down. If this same developer was able to like divest some of their Polygon earnings right now and redeploy the same smart contract over on Ethereum, well, gee, guess what would happen to Ethereum overnight? For us as miners, it's a beautiful thing, right? We would love to see gas fees go through the roof. And, right, like, we'd love to see whatever, like the average gas fee go through the roof on Ethereum. We're directly incentivized. But doing it that way is obviously in bad faith. If you're doing it intentionally to cripple the network, right? There's a difference here. Let's be very clear about that, guys. So yeah, there's a problem. Mitigation and using Polygon this time. They say the idea of paying upwards of 1,000 Gwei is a no-go for you. You'll need to just wait out the storm. And they're right. We just did a live demonstration of how 1,500 Gwei got our transaction pushed through. It was only barely worth it, right? The juice was barely worth the squeeze. We had like a $3 balance after all was said and done. As far as getting some wrapped Ethereum from our old UGT tokens on today's live stream. But it was worth it in the end. I mean, it was an old bag that I was literally not going to use for anything else. I just considered it abandoned. And I got something from it, which is more than nothing. So not bad. All told, not bad. But still, if I'd been able to save $4 instead of $3, that would have been cool, right? We didn't, though. So yeah, they said I've been using an enterprise RPC for both myself and developing purposes. Essentially, you're on a completely backed highway. Opening an extra lane won't make any difference now. However, private RPCs are available from companies such as Infura. And guys, we do need to go over this. There are tutorials on how to do this. I mentioned it earlier in the live stream. Would you like to see that? Would you like me to go over or do some collab content? Like, and I realize that like with me hitting this so hard, guys, I don't want to make it seem like I said earlier on in the live stream in the spirit of brotherly pushback. I am reacting a little bit to Son of a Text live stream this morning. but I love the guided pieces, right? Matt, if you're watching, buddy, I love you. I really do. So would you like to see some collab content with some other content creators in the space? Because I'd love to bring something that's value added to you. This same problem, if it happened on Avalanche, we could have a private RPC for Avalanche. If you're an Avalanche maxi, is that a thing? You could do that, right? If you're whatever, a Phantom person, right? If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm super into Phantom, I need to have a private RPC in case this happens again or know how. Maybe we go over this, guys, because private RPC for EVM style chains is the same. Same process. And Infura offers that as a service, right? It's possible to just deploy. So there you go. Enterprise RPC, they've been doing that. But of course, this is a game developer. You'd expect them to do something like that and maybe even build it into their game, right? Like, that's pretty smart, isn't it? To have a private RPC just for your blockchain game? Makes sense. You're earning money from it. You want people to have a great user experience. Maybe even fallback RPCs. So you can just tell people like, hey, add these RPCs to MetaMask before you play our game. Or have a button, right? Add to MetaMask just on the main page. You could do that. Guys, we live in I mean, really, some things have advanced a little bit since the whole CryptoKitties era. And that's one of those things where it's just as simple as like, boom, like hit a button on screen and you automatically, a little pop-up adds a different RPC to MetaMask for you. We could see that. We could definitely see that happen. But yeah, they say just to have to wait, unfortunately. And I really appreciate this person. I'm going to go ahead and give this person an award. I just think that was so awesome. So if you do see this person, let them know that I really appreciated that. And I mean, we're not going to go crazy here or anything, right? Little hands up. Little hands up Redditor, right? Little 50 coin, right? You rock. What the? You rock. We covered this live. And go ahead and try to find our URL for the live stream. We'll see if this even works. No, it worked. Okay, cool. Would it get rid of my message? It doesn't even matter, man. It'll just, yeah. Boom. We're going to give that. Give it. Give energy. Give energy. Oh, and I got some awarder karma. How nice. I don't know, man. I can't keep track of this stuff. That's why I'm rarely here. But I did appreciate that, guys. The fix is usually just like one search away. Just being very real. The fix is usually one search away or a couple searches away. If you're a developer, man, you live your life on Stack Overflow and Google. Straight up, right? So we're in this crossover space where we use blockchain. We might not be developers, but we have to understand that there's an uncanny valley between what developers have made and us users, especially if something is newer. So we have to be willing to do a little bit more digging. Rant over. All right. Let's jump into some of the main content here, guys. Definitely appreciate you letting me go on such a long tear over here. So back over here, I've got Crypto Slate, an article that says Vitalik Buterin gives an estimate on Ethereum 2.0's completion status. Now, I did feel the need to go over this because this is from today's date, right? January 5th. It's jumping back a little bit and talking about the end game when Vitalik was on the Bankless YouTube channel. So that's a little bit older when he did that. So, but yeah, December 1st, he launched a tweet where he talked about the roadmap diagram, and it's kind of funny, right? He's actually, Vitalik is, he's an autism spectrum dweller. Love the guy to pieces. Schmiegelson is here as well, live. He says, "Bud, woo!" I appreciate you being here, Schmiegelson. But yeah, guys, Vitalik been talking about the roadmap for a while. It's updated, but we don't have dates. We don't know that the beacon chain merge is happening on X date or block height. That's not dialed in yet. We've got estimates, and that's cool, but that's why we need to be able to see the growing pains of these alt layer ones, these side chains, or the proposed layer twos, like, Lubring, being able to really help alleviate congestion on the beacon chain merge, or any of the other roll-up solutions right now. We need to understand what our options are, and we need to stress test them. We actually need to know what to do and what not to do in the event of an emergency. It's a permissionless network. This was a third party doing something dumb with their code, and we couldn't fix that. But we could cope with it, right? And we saw that live. You saw that right here, live, how we cope with it. But there are some problems, right? And we have to deal with that as stuff happens. If Ethereum 2.0 launches, though, and we discover, it's not as fast as we thought, maybe remember this, remember this stuff. But jump out of the way, show you that Vitalik tweeted this out on December the 2nd. This is the brand new roadmap. And again, link is in the description, guys. None of this is secret. None of it is special, right? But right here, this is kind of funny the way he has it framed. What's already behind us? The Beacon Chain launch, the warm-up, fork or Altair, proof of stake light client friendliness, execution layer of, there you go, the execution layer having refunds mostly removed, initial gas cost updates, and then EIP 1559, which is funny because it's going to be altered moving forward, right? Moving forward into the Beacon Chain merge. That's EIP 1559 does not apply equally to stakers as it did to miners. Figure that one out. I mean, we called it, right? But here we are. The merge, the surge, the verge, the purge, the splurge. It's actually pretty funny, man. You gotta love Vitalik's sense of humor, man. It's dry, but it's hilarious. So yeah, the merge is going to happen afterwards. They're going to increase scalability for rollups through sharding. Then the verge, so to speak, is a statelessness through Verkle trees and related features. No, that is not a typo. It's different from Merkle trees and Merkle proofs. So yeah, it is meant to be different. And then eliminating historical data and technical debt. Yeah, easy. Just eliminate all that technical debt. You can do that. Just, it's right here in the middle. Spot the lie, though, guys. So it's almost literally right in the middle. That's funny. Eliminating technical debt and then miscellaneous but important extras. Now, without being too glib, right? Like, this stuff is hard. It is. It's just hard, guys. Blockchain, as far as like coordinating account-based systems and EVM style chains, it's not easy. But if it were easy, then the Maxis Gigabrain developers who are making the hardest money in the world, they would have figured it out, and we would have had something like Stacks Protocol be like the perfect EVM layer on top of Bitcoin, right? Right? Nah, it's just hard. It's just really hard, guys. My hat goes off to these people. Seriously, blockchain developers, Bitcoin developers, a lot of them work for free until they're noticed, and then people give them like meager donations, and then they starve, or they get rich too fast, and they're like, oh, I'm going to make more by putting my Bitcoin into a yield instrument off chain, right, where I don't have permission, like where I don't have my own keys. It gets weird, is what I'm saying. It's really weird, guys. I do want to thank you again while you're here for not lurking and making that subscribe button explode, as well as clicking the bell icon so you're notified when we go live next. This show is it's awesome, and I love spending this time with you. That's why it's awesome in my view. It's awesome when you're here and you share it. So do share the link as well, and click that thumbs up. It helps a lot when you do that, guys. It lets YouTube know that more people should be tuned in on this channel, and that we should keep on doing reaction videos and hot takes and collabs with our friends on YouTube, because the GPU mining content creator space, second to none. Second to none. No better creators in the space, period. I'm convinced of that. If we were on any of the other more mainstream channels in force, en masse, we'd overwhelm them as GPU mining content creators because of the amount that we have to learn in order to just get functioning in the beginning. All right, so guys, that's the roadmap. Vitalik is nowhere in there has he committed to a specific date for the Beacon Chain merge. So to say that it's on track, sure, it's got a roadmap, but what does on track mean if it doesn't mean on deadline? I don't know that really means anything yet. Q2, maybe. We've heard maybe Q2, end of Q2, June, maybe. My prediction is we're going to hear that get pushed back to maybe Q3 at some point this quarter. Or as we get into Q2, we're going to hear that it gets pushed back to Q3. I don't expect for the Beacon Chain merge to happen on time. I just don't. It's not as cut and dried as people think. So moving back into our main content, guys, we got you today covering the Bitcoin miner migration. And shout out to the homegirl, Wendy O, Crypto Wendy O. She has this covered on her channel, and I give her a soundbite over there that if you're open to it, I'll link to it in the community tab of this channel. But if you're open to watching it over there, I'd love for you to go check it out over on her channel when that is published. Do a little soundbite there for her talking about this. But let me kind of give a different take over here during our live stream right now. But a very concise take over on Crypto Wendy O's channel. So definitely do be subscribed. She has a phenomenal content stream over there. I think you should be subscribed. But Alex Dovnia talks about how BitMEX research claims that violent protests in Kazakhstan could lead to another migration of Bitcoin miners. I think this is entirely possible. I've got some markup here. A nation-scale internet blackout hit because the regime is trying to control information and prevent more violence in their country. Do I think it's right? Man, I don't know. I don't want to make too much commentary here. I don't know what it's like there on the ground. I really don't. So could be a very bad situation. As I understand it, members of the official governing party have had to vacate their offices from the parliamentary office, from the parliamentary building. Right? It's been very scary for them. That said, the people are in a very bad state. They're struggling to pay for gas or for fuel. And when that happens, right? When that happens, I mean, you mess with people's livelihood for too long. You mess with people's basic ability to pay for fundamental necessities in their lives. And yeah, the people will be upset and they will act out, right? They'll come together and they will give you grief. So it's been really bad in Kazakhstan. Here's the thing. We know over years now that mining operations have been setting up hydroelectric operations there, systems over there, and others over in Kazakhstan because of the low cost of power in order to set up their hydroelectric and friendly subsidies and friendly relationships with the Kazakh government. So when you are running almost 21% or a little more than 21% of the entire Bitcoin network by hash rate out of the country of Kazakhstan, but the people of Kazakhstan can't afford to heat their homes or put fuel in their cars, guess where the people are going to look? Yeah, they're going to get upset at the miners. They just are, right? The idea that people are just going to like stand by and be like, well, it's okay. You know, Bitcoin miner, they can just go ahead and like make money. They can keep their jobs, but but I can't afford to drive to work. That's okay. This is fine. Nah, man, it's not how it plays out. It's just not. Let's see. We got some chat coming in. Looks like we got some people coming in, coming out. Obviously, guys, we love that I love that you're able to join us for as long as you can. We got comments coming in as well. Let me know if you have any questions as we go, guys, or any other call outs that you have for today's news or for anything else you want me to take a look at. We've had a lot today, right? For me, at least, Polygon having that really bad smart contract system from sunflower farming. That's the most excitement I've had in in a couple of days, frankly. Just kind of is. I'm on TikTok as well. Have I mentioned that? I'm on TikTok. Yeah, I gave in. Gonna do some shorts over there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Mostly gonna just have poo posts over there, right? Just have fun over on TikTok, but also we're gonna do some value-added short form content. So sort of the antithesis to long streams. It'll be like extra short, extra tactical content. Maybe some YouTube shorts here as well that are derived from that. But do follow if you're on TikTok. Do share if you're on TikTok. I appreciate that. But yeah. Internet blackout because the government is afraid. They're afraid of their people right now. And I think they probably should be, right? When there are problems. Core Visual is asking, why is BTC going down today? I think part of it has to do with this hash rate drop as well. We're going to take a look at that. But in the country of Kazakhstan, there has been an energy crisis. And so mining operations have shut off a lot of their rigs. That's almost 21% of the Bitcoin hash rate is in the country of Kazakhstan, the nation of Kazakhstan. So it's a bit of a problem. Drinking Milk says retracements. I think you're not wrong. We're going to take a look at our chart in a minute as well. I've got a more sinister theory. I've got a more grim outlook, we'll say, on Bitcoin right now. I think we could be in a much larger downward move, but we'll take a look at that. We'll let Chopsticks decide, right? Guys, only the finest technical analysis on this show. Chopsticks will bring us to the truth. But yeah, apparently, there we go. So in the US, we've got almost 43% of the global hash rate. That number is going to go up right now with Kazakhstan having a bit of an issue with the stability of their nation, right? And just their energy production in general and their internet. That's going to be a problem. Now, the power minister or the energy minister, Maxim Mirzagaliev, there we go, Mirzagaliev, said that the government would not restrict access to the power grid for legal miners. Clearly, they have some kind of licensing situation, and so it has made sense for miners that are operating out of Kazakhstan to work within that framework up until now because of the favorable cost of power. And certainly when it came to miners migrating away from China, it made sense for them to try to go not too far away from China, but keep the cost of power low and decrease their transportation costs. Now, obviously, setting up shop, doing all the rest of this was quite pricey too, but Kazakhstan made sense for the last 3 years, and especially recently with China cracking down on mining. Now, we're going to take a look at how this affected a lot more than just Bitcoin mining. It really did. I'm convinced that it did. We got a couple of opinion pieces here, right? Michael McSweeney mentioned that the pool hash rates fall, shows some data to prove that right now. Over on btc.com, pulled that from it. And then NetBlocks says, confirmed, they're now in the midst of a nation-scale internet blackout after a day of mobile internet disruptions and partial restrictions. So that could be, guys, if you've got LTE carriers being restricted by the government because they want to decrease the amount of potential boots on the ground violence. Guys, I can't offer an opinion either way. I feel really my heart goes out to the people of Kazakhstan. They're trying to demonstrate because they want their leaders to hear them, to take pity on their plight and help them fix the situation. They need to take care of their families. And these are complex issues, guys. They're really complex issues in nations like Kazakhstan that are maybe well developed in certain areas, but not super developed in the rest of the country. My heart goes out to the people there. That's rough. And then with the government trying to decrease any kind of potential violence in the streets, right? Like, I don't think anybody wants to see that either. And so I get why there might be an ideological reason. Like there might be a virtuous reason for trying to decrease the access to internet in some cases. I don't like the idea of censorship, but if there are violent factions, I mean, guys, be careful. If there's anybody in that region, like, you need to have something to come home to, right? After all this is settled, after the dust clears, you need home still. So be careful, be safe, right? Don't burn anything to the ground that you're going to need later. Straight up. We've seen it here, right? I was a kid in the early 90s, teenager in the early 90s, and I saw what happened back in LA. You know, I was not too far away. I smelled the smoke for a while. We can hurt ourselves more than anybody else when we try to demonstrate in certain ways. So, hopefully everybody's okay there. But they cut out some of these LTE providers. Now, you might have mobile hotspot mines or mines that are operating off of a mobile hotspot because they're just far enough removed that it makes more sense to go with LTE-based internet as opposed to a terrestrial line, right? Trying to get copper run all the way out to a different facility. So, yeah, that's a little bit. It's a little bit complex, I think, guys, the situation in Kazakhstan. So I don't envy their government or the people there right now. But this is what's happening apropos or as per NetBlocks. That's how they're reporting it. And then we've got the man himself, Larry Cermak, talking about how Foundry USA and Pool in all of the major pools, they've got a significant drop in their pools. 1T hash, OKX pool, KuCoin pool were hit the hardest, as well as via BTC. Pool-in and F2 pool got hit pretty hard as well, and so did Binance pool. We're going to take a look at those real world numbers or live numbers over on miningpoolstats.stream, because I think that's a bigger indicator of what's really going on. I appreciate that this is a nice screenshot that shows, but yeah, hash rate has dropped significantly on these pools, maybe recovering already. But let's take a look at just at mining pool stats. You can see across the board, the Bitcoin network, let me refresh the page here. But from the front page, we can see that the Bitcoin network is down, right? It's negative right now, 8% down, actually more than before. The known pools, they're getting hit pretty hard, but so is Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Monero, Bitcoin SV. But primarily you see right here, Bitcoin, Bitcoin SV, and Bitcoin Cash hit pretty hard. Ethereum Classic, Cadena just cut off at the knees, just shredded right now, absolutely gutted right now. Zill, 17% down in its global hash rate. And then Nervos as well. Got a couple of ASIC, so Eagle Song, CKB, got a couple of ASIC mineable coins, as well as many of the, or some FPGA mineable coins, as well as many of the ASIC mineable coins, especially SHA-256. Guys, SHA-256 right now is the hardest hit. So let's go ahead and sort for that, or filter for that. SHA-256, we're just seeing it's almost the same story across the board. Syscoin appears to be up, but I don't know what's owing for that. It could be the relatively small hash rate compared to others is putting it in a more favorable position. So yeah, but oh my gosh, what the hell? I'm looking at the price change. Boy, I'm tired. I'm not going to apologize for that. Okay, I should apologize. That was bad. That was really, really bad. Huge oversight. But the point is, we're seeing prices dip, and we do know that the hash rate is dipping as well. Gosh darn it. Why would a site like this that only talks about mining pool stats bother telling us about coin price instead of showing us a running average of the hash rate? Now I'm actually angry. Now I'm so mad. Okay, let's go into the Bitcoin specifically. All right, come here. Come here, Bitcoin. We need to see. And obviously, we're not going to see it. I don't have a better resource for right now, guys. The point is that we have seen major drop-offs, and we did have that other graphic from Larry Cermak showing us the one-day dip in hash rates. I suspect that if we looked outside of just Bitcoin, though, we would see several other alts that are ASIC mineable, several other alts that are FPGA mineable, several other alts that are GPU mineable, that they've also dipped in their global net hash. I think that's going to be part of what we see over on the rest of the markets. But let's move over from where we are on that tutorial and bring it back over to, yeah, Bernie says some sites only show you what they want you to see. Yeah, price, right? The price is pretty convenient. Take a look at TX Street, see what the current gas price is over on Ethereum and Bitcoin. We can briefly look through that. Maybe it's trying to figure that out. There we go. All right, looks like currently on Ethereum to run a smart contract, it's almost $100, $91.44. I feel a little less bad about paying 44 cents on Matic now, right? On Polygon earlier in our live stream. And then just sending Ethereum, the native token is almost $19. So I feel a little less bad about, paying a few dozen cents on Polygon. I'd rather we go back to a fraction of a penny. That'd be a lot better. It's where it was just a few weeks ago. But yeah, just saying, I feel a little less bad about that. Over on Bitcoin, currently paying over $1 on average, which I'm a little bit shocked to see that as well, right? Even operating a complex smart contract in order to do a swap over on Polygon, we paid less than you would on Bitcoin. That's it, guys. Show's over. Matic is broken. Polygon doesn't work. I kid. I'm going to grief you all stream. I just am. That's just how it's going to be, guys. That's how it's going to be. But yeah, it looks like the prices are a little bit up across both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Go to 51attack.info. Really, really briefly, this is a bit of info that we've shown before, but it's been a long time. Let me take this. Actually, I'm going to leave it exactly the way it is. I was going to take off Dark Reader, but I think it looks a lot better in a dark mode, and it doesn't natively have one. But this is the cost of a 51% attack on any of these networks. For Ethereum, it would cost over $2 million to sustain a 51% attack long enough to double spend. And in order to buy that on NiceHash, well, they don't have enough hash rate available on NiceHash for you to do it. Some Goblin Loser asks, did my chat come in? Let's see, about Taco Bell making stomachs unstable. Oh my gosh, I missed that. But you're not wrong, man. I have not eaten Taco Bell in years. Not years. But then also says, oh, talking to Raven Boy Crypto, it was great having him on the stream for as long as he did. But as long as he was here. Ethereum is top of the list right now, guys. It has outclassed Bitcoin in terms of global net hash and the amount of hash rate it would take in order to be able to 51% attack it well. So Bitcoin, though, it's a non-trivial amount. You'd still have to spend $1.7 million to be able to get that 51% of the hash rate. Litecoin also showing nearly 135K, we'll say. Ravencoin, 37K. Notably absent here, guys, is Flux. It's not even on the list. So we are missing some things. They don't even have its old name, Zellcash, here. So we've got a couple of coins missing, but that's okay. Like, the point is that it costs more to 51% attack Ravencoin than it even does to 51% attack Zcash. Bitcoin Cash only 15 grand. Ergo only 9 grand, just under 9 grand. Nervos, ouch, They say it's just over 6 grand. Bitcoin SV, for $4,200. Yikes. And I think that was done not that long ago. Handshake, just under 4 grand. Dash, just over 3 grand. Conflux, just under 2 grand. Bitcoin Gold, not much anymore. And there's plenty of value available there. But on the far right, see guys, the nice hashable aspect. Could you just go buy all the hash rate you need from NiceHash? Well, the answer to that is no for most of these, except for like Bitcoin SV or maybe Pirate Chain, right? Most of the others have a lot of their hash rate off of hash rate aggregators. So it's not something you could do, certainly not easily. Callisto, no problem. And it'll cost you $132. Yikes. That's not good at all. And then same with Metaverse, Expanse, Verge on the S-Crypt algorithm. That's kind of sad, man. Expanse, Metaverse, and Callisto. You'd get more return on your investment by spending enough to 51% attack than you would by spending money on GPUs. How messed up is that? And now I just want to know, like Callisto. Let's take it up or look it up over on CoinGecko. Come here, Callisto. We got to see. People need to know. How much should it be worth to try to 51% attack you right now? Looks like currently the market cap is not showing us a full number, but the 24-hour trading volume is 38 grand. So somewhere in that 24-hour trading volume, you'd have to be able to couch a transaction that doesn't set off bells or alarms, but you'd only have to spend under $200 to do it, apparently. So am I telling you exactly how to do this? No, it's far more involved than what I'm talking about. So to get it right out of your head, the thought that we can easily 51% attack and double spend. Anonymous Miners in the chat saying, I caught you live. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And Mir Andrew is asking, what happened to the market? Well, it got hash rate bombed, actually, which is to say that a lot of the hash rate dropped out of major mining pools because of a major first off, energy crisis that's happening in Kazakhstan, and then social and political unrest that's happening in Kazakhstan. So it's really involved, and man, it's pulling at my heartstrings. I feel some sort of way about the people out in Kazakhstan right now. I feel bad for sure for people who are dealing with that right now and having to talk to their government, try to get their government to make changes. Because man, we're in the dead of winter, and these folks are struggling to make ends meet, because of the devaluation of their currency and the inflation of certain basic commodities, right? Oil and gas, primarily, to be able to pay for fuel. So it's a problem, right? Everything is connected, guys. It is. It's all connected. We think that we live on this island in crypto, and we just don't, right? Like we live in this world too. So it's really rough for those people. But yeah, guys, it would only cost $132 to be able to 51% attack Callisto. I don't know if it's worth it, right? Is the juice worth the squeeze? I doubt it. I do. I highly doubt it. Let's see if it's listed over here on Nomics as well. So CLO, what do you got for us, CLO? What? It doesn't even have it listed here. Oh my gosh. Callisto. No, Calypso. All right. Anonymous Miner says, great time to buy in if you can afford the loss. Yeah, right? Yeah, you're not wrong, man. To be able to buy stuff at a depressed price, I agree. Callisto is currently half a penny. Half a penny right now. What does it say? And it looks like it's double volume there. Doesn't show circulating supply. The transparency score is pretty high, though. Why is that? Let's take a look at where it's traded. It's got to be on centralized exchanges, though, primarily. Bitfinex, Diversify, HitBTC, Stex. But yeah, not a lot. Looks like Bitfinex and Diversify are the only places where that could happen. And because these are centralized services, like none of this is on chain, you'd have to figure out some way that you can double spend in like some place that would accept CLO, that you could actually execute a double spend attack if you wanted a 51% attack, like hash rate nuke Callisto. It's not as simple as it sounds, guys. I'm just going to say that 51% attacks as a real threat vector to blockchain are not simple. They're not trivial. So let's jump back in. This is so messed up. We're covering so much fun stuff today. So messed up that we're covering this, though. So Callisto and then Metaverse. Let's go back to ETP and see what they got. Nope, not Callisto. You down with ETP? Yeah. You know me. Looks like we got a market cap of $13 million. So that's a juicy little chunk. If somebody wanted to try to steal, I don't know, say like 50 grand, this would be a quick getaway for somebody out there in the crypto sphere. Do I think that's an okay thing? Am I condoning robbery? No. Or theft? No, I am not. 98% transparency score because it's also on Bitfinex and Diversify primarily. So primarily centralized exchanges, guys, and spot trades at that. So this is order book crypto. Good luck trying to do some kind of a double spend attack on this network. You would need somebody who's willing to accept metaverse tokens, ETP tokens, and then you'd have to be able to do that. You'd have to be able to execute that 51% attack and then do the double spend within that window and know that somebody actually accepted it. Hey, Anonymous Miner says there's a difference between condoning it and being aware of the risk involved. That's true. Thank you, sir. Todd asks about what is the compute power of AWS combined? I think it's measured in a lot. It's the official term. It's a lot of computing power. But if you wanted me to define it in, say, like SHA-256 hash rate, man, I don't know. Or in maybe Ethereum, Dagger Hashimoto hash rate, couldn't tell you in hashes per second or mega hashes per second. Couldn't tell you how much compute power AWS has. It's got to be a lot, though. They do have a lot of GPUs and they do have a lot of FPGAs because of the industrial cloud, right, that they offer. Certainly, it seems like by way of a simple execution of some kind of an exploit, it'd be a lot simpler to run something that is a CPU mineable algorithm on AWS, but it used to be something that developers could do. They'd get like free cloud credits from being in a startup incubator or something, and they would mine cryptocurrencies on public cloud from IBM and Google and Microsoft and stuff. So it's funny. Amazon too, right? They'd get like, you go through like Techstars and you get something like $150,000 of cloud credits across all these different platforms. Imagine mining a cryptocurrency that you knew would appreciate, even if you had an efficiency of like 30%, right? Every dollar you spend only gets you about 30 cents of cryptocurrency. If you knew it was going to appreciate over 5 years, like it's free crypto anyway. And you'd walk away with like 50 grand worth of crypto after going through a tech startup school like that or incubator. Magita says it still happens. That's awesome, man. Seriously, we got to do a tech startup, guys. Thing is, I'm doxxed. People will know. They'll be like, oh no, it's that guy that wants to come use and abuse his cloud credits. Nah, we're just here talking about 51% attacks. We're harmless. All right, guys. That's Metaverse, though. It looks like Expanse as well. I'm just curious. Because it's obvious that it's possible, you know? Like, so if it's possible, well, come on, Expanse. Like that crappy TV show. Yeah, I said it. Number 8,000, 8,400. I don't know, man. Daily volume of 2,500. I'm not seeing this be worth it for sure. Sorry, Expanse. If anybody who's like an Expanse maxi is watching, I don't mean it personally, but I don't see the appeal. Not even worth 51% attacking right now. Just not enough meat on the bone. So, bummer. Feel better, guys. Feel better, little network. You can do it. All right, moving down the list of stuff that can be 51% attack, though, you got Verge, which is crazy. But I think that because it is a multi-algorithm consensus coin, that has shored up some of the ease of 51% attacking Verge, because Scrypt is just one of the algorithms that's used. So you'd have to hit it from a couple of other algorithms as well to be able to achieve consensus for those blocks. AUR, Scrypt, again, multi-algo consensus. Bitcoin Z, I don't know, man. Sorry, guys. The team over there, the squad over Bitcoin Z. Looks like they've got, market cap of 3 million. Somebody out there might be interested. I'd be worried about that. 61 kilohash. It's a lot, but it's a Z hash. It's not enough. Quark Chain also, very juicy market cap, very little protection. $40 to 51% attack Quark Chain with a market cap of 130 million. Somebody out there is going to be interested in this. Yep. So let's see what else we got here. Looks interesting as far as that goes. First off, Ether Gem, the eGem team, we've talked about that. They've got some measures in place. I think that they have got DPoW, where they've got some notarization happening on the, I can't even think, man. It's the guys that launched Komodo. There you go. They got some DPoW that's notarizing their blockchain from Komodo. So I don't think that's as easy as just, dropping $12 in a nice hash and trying to steal all the value of EtherGem. Just not worth it. Let's see. A couple others might be worth it, though. Litecoin Cash. Oh, yeah. That's a joke. That's a bit of a joke. Somebody out there is going to be like, oh, nice. Litecoin Cash. That's all it takes. SHA-256. Haha. Done. What else could be juicy here? GoByte? Nah. Not very high market cap. A lot of the other ones are not super high either. And then Smart Cash. Looks like they've got enough to be enough hash rate centralized to be nice hashable. And then Rhodium as well. Bummer, guys. It's cool to see that this is still around. I would love to learn more about this. Let's see if this is on GitHub. Maybe it can be forked with more coins added to it. Where's the data from? Huh. I saw this guy's... Yeah, there we go. Open source pull requests. Other updates can be submitted on GitHub. There we go. Yep, there it is on GitHub. I'm going to go ahead and maybe I'll add this. Sorry, but that's a stark contrast. But it hasn't been updated in quite a while. Other than to update the dependencies. See that? It updated Python, but everything else was debuted a while back. Yeah, we probably need to get this running a different way. But Crypto 51, yeah, maybe we can do a pull request. I don't think he's going to do it though, right? He hasn't actually touched the thing in a while, but it is open source too. So maybe we as a community, maybe somebody decides they want to get involved with that. Could be fun, but guys, that's 51% attack cost on networks right now. Let's check out DeFi Llama and see what the current state of the DeFi networks are. Ethereum is at 62.8% dominance. That hasn't changed very much. I think with current price action going the way it is, we're still going to see very similar dominance across all these chains. Looks like over 7 days, though, it has come back up a little bit. Protocol count or protocol support across networks, in my mind, is still the most impactful thing. Guys, you've heard me say it for weeks. And I realize that I probably set myself up for somebody to take a poke at me to be like, why are you being a Polygon, maximalist? I wouldn't say I'm a Polygon maximalist, but it is fair to say I'm a Polygon mostimalist. I definitely do like the way Polygon operates most of the time when it's not being attacked by bad code. So yeah, interesting to see how it's developing. But I like measuring protocol support. And it looks like, yes, the total value locked is still coming up on Polygon. Phantom is ahead of it by a little bit, but Tron is behind still. If we flip into a number of protocols that are supported, then Polygon is just behind BSC, but still ahead of Avalanche. So it does have a lot more work put into those partnerships. Unfortunately, again, being a permissionless network, anybody can build on it, so anybody can make dumb smart contracts that clog up the network. It's going to be a problem moving into the future, guys. We're going to see more and more of this as cheaper layer ones are debuted, in the same way that we saw that happen to Solana, and it was confirmed that their validator network had to be restarted, right? 17 hours of literal downtime with the validator network not running on that first major shutdown. So hopefully it doesn't come to that with any of the other layer ones, but it could. It could happen to any of them. Just saying, we're aware of that now. But that's DeFi Llama, guys. Ethereum, still a king daddy. So any network that is designed to serve the scaling needs of Ethereum is going to do well. That was BSC at first, and that's why so much of crypto Twitter, for example, or the DeFi Lambros, why they went to BSC during DeFi Summer 2.0. And that's why Polygon came up as well. They understood there was a very serious need there, and they stepped right in. So that growth, I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. Take a look at what to mine for our current profitability. We could just do all team green cards. I'm going to go to the GPUs tab instead, so we can get a quick overview of what's good over on GPUs. We got the 3090. Take a look. First off, just go with team green and see what the current usual suspects are. Put this back up to 14 cents per kilowatt hour power, and yep, as suspected, it's getting worse and worse and worse. If you are holding on to the bitter end, I'm just gonna say it, guys. Don't be the last person when the music stops and find that you don't have a chair. I'm not buying new equipment. I'm also not dollar cost averaging in Bitcoin yet. I might, but I'm not buying new equipment yet, and I'm not dollar cost averaging yet. I'm trying to throw good money after good purchases. So I am trying to make that penny squeal. I am a little more concerned about ROI. It's not going to be the situation for everybody. Some people are going to be, going to want to hit the networks heavier. Some people are going to want to grow their operations more now and not wait till later. And that's okay if that describes you. But know what your plan is, know what your goal is, and try to come up with something that financially makes sense for you. Don't get painted into a corner, and have some kind of a plan. Whether that means you're just like writing off losses, you're doing tax loss harvesting, right, through your hardware purchases or otherwise. Just be smart and have a plan that works well for you. I Need My COD says, dang, dude, still going. I left work, drove to the store, and then came home. I can't believe you are still on. Yeah, some days we go hard. And this is one of those days, guys. It's been going for a minute. So let's see. Yeah, I used to do 3-hour live streams, 4-hour live streams. Not anymore. I try to keep it to about an hour and a half at the most right now. But here we are. Hour and a half is easy, though. Easy peasy. I'm not even playing video games yet, guys. Imagine when I start playing video games, which is, it's the simplest thing in the world. Have a pulse, talk a little bit. I joke. There's more to it than that. You also have to sometimes occasionally wear an adult diaper. I kid. These are jokes, guys. Oh, I Need My Call of Duty says I just ordered some A2000 12 gig version cards. I hope they produce well. Congrats, bro. That's awesome. I'm excited for you. That's great. Mir Andrew says I already sold all my 5700 XTs and only got 3 left. Yeah, boy. I think you're smart. I think that I think right now you're selling the peak of that market for that card. So Mir Andrew, I think, has got a great plan, and that's going to work for him or her. Right, we're all standing behind some avatars here. That's going to work for this person. Your mileage may vary. I love that I Need My COD also got an A2000. This is a workstation class card. In my opinion, it's a wonderful purchase because workstation class cards hold their value in a different vertical. If you get them closer to MSRP, they hold their value really well. How do I know? I ran that same play last bull run through the bear market, and it worked great. So I hope that works out well for you. Latrell says my plan is to keep buying until the wife is mad and then buy just a little bit more. That is awesome, bro. I think maybe you win the internet today, but I mean, isn't that like, file under hobbies, right? Everybody has to have their thing. So yeah, Team Green, guys, we've got RTX 3090 only returning about $5.16 on current daily profit. It is a downward trend. I'm not charting this, but we can see it very clearly over time. It is a downward trend right now. Hopefully that does pick back up. 3080 as well. See the stacked ranking here. The lowest earner in Team Green is the 1050 Ti, but it's still in the money at about 37 cents. I've been saying it for a while, though. Maybe time to retire some of these or try to figure out a new home for them. There definitely is a market for these, the 1050 Ti's. So, be ruthless. Figure out what the best goal is for you. We got Zero, Raven, Bitcash is still on the lineup. Swap, Ethereum, of course, Flux, of course, across several different hardware profiles. Raven showing up on the RTX 2060 and the 3060 and the 3060 LHR, but and a few other places too. That's awesome. So yeah, Raven's still showing signs of life in terms of high profits. Bitcash as well, though. I was not expecting to see that in our lineup today. Bitcash has been sticking around for a while. Team Red, we've got Ethereum, ETH Classic, Raven. Wow, that's about it right now. ETH Classic, Beam, and Zero, Ycash, and Elaism. But Ycash, Elaism on that R9 380 4 gig. Guys, I tried to sound the alarm a while back. You're looking at only about 5 cents per day if you're on 14 cent per kilowatt hour power. So either you're moving this to some place where you've got next to nothing power costs or 2 cent power costs. Crypto Mikkel, if you are in the chat, do make yourself known, please, because as I understand it, there may be something happening out Crypto Mikkel's way. When that happens, guys, I can't wait to give you more info on it. But yeah, you need either really inexpensive power or you need to just let these things move along, right? You got to just let them move along. So yeah, unfortunately, it may be time to let go of some of these older cards. But some of the lower spec cards from the newer generations, like the RX 588 gig, they're still returning over $1 every single day on Ethereum. They're not doing super well though, and I know some people who are into this level of GPU right now, they're considering moving these along. So just have a plan there as well, guys. Just know what your plan is, and then work that plan just as ruthlessly as you can. Today we're ending on our Bitcoin chart. So let's take a look at our portfolios really fast. Flux is still on the top of the list for GPU mining profits, and it's moving up. Last 7 days, it's doing awesome. Safecoin in the number 2 spot, not doing too bad. Overall, kind of a smaller market cap. We're at just below $20 million, but it's good to see that. So congrats to the Safecoin team. They've been steadily building over on safe.trade. Take a look at that. I don't think I have my affiliate link down in the description, but I can add that at some point in the future. Safe.trade is built on the Solana technology, right? So they do have a validator network because that's what powers Safecoin now as well. They fully rebased from Komodo to the Solana code base. Only they're not working on Solana's validator network, so they didn't choke when Solana choked. They're kind of doing their own thing. So I think it was a smart move when they did it. They made a really, really good move there. Crypto Mikel is in the chat. Nice. I'm glad you're here, brother. So hopefully we have some additional news in the future when it comes time for people to seriously consider rehoming GPUs. But, you know, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. I'm here to promote the fam. So hopefully he's got some news for you soon. My Nima COD says, Anonymous been debating building a 6600 rig, but trying not to buy more unless they are very efficient and MSRP. Yeah, it's tough times, guys. Just very tough decision time. But Flux is number 1, Safecoin number 2, Equilibria number 3. Didn't expect that. Ravencoin also in the top 5, and Polygon is back in the green, even though it's dipped quite a bit. Like a significant dip. We see the same with Ethereum, right? And we see the same with wrapped Bitcoin. A lot of coins are highly correlated to Bitcoin right now. Let's see what else is highly correlated to Bitcoin. Looks like Beam, Conceal, Firo, Grin, Conflux, Ethereum Classic. And then, of course, these representations of Bitcoin, these synthetic Bitcoins, they're going to be correlated to Bitcoin as well. So lots of heavy correlation, lots of weeping and wailing in the markets right now, but lots of blood in the streets too. And, well, you guys know what to do when there's blood in the streets, right? You don't need me to tell you. Hard drive mineable portfolio, only one is in the green, that's storage. Chia, below $100. I think maybe I just missed it at its last little, you know, little turtle with its head poking out above $100. So if you are mining Chia and you're happy with it, good for you. Should I do a follow-up on my Chia series from before? I know I got a lot of hate from it, but I think I also saved some people some money and helped them get into the right investment for them during the last 6 months. So I don't feel bad about that. But you guys let me know if you want me to do some follow-up Chia content, and I can do that. Some Goblin Loser asks if I've taken a look at 0x Bitcoin lately. Not yet, but I will. Stay tuned. All right, guys, jumping back into the portfolio. That's our hard drive mining portfolio. It's really kind of tanked, guys. Anything that was in the profit before just didn't stay that way. So I hope you took profits if you were on Made Safe Coin or anything else. CPU mineable coins, Raptorium is still slaying. It's destroying right now. Epic Cash is still up, but those are our only two in the money. Monero has dipped below price parity from our original paper trade. Wow, Nero is down to 11.8 cents. Ouch. And a lot of them look very correlated to Bitcoin. Quantum Resistant Ledger, Monero, Verus, Yenten, and Wow Nero all look correlated to Bitcoin. Big time. ASIC mineable portfolio. What do we got here? GMT still marching along. It still has some profits. Nervos still ahead, but not by much from when we first put that into the portfolio. If you've been able to mine Nervos, though, you're a little happier with that. And your acquisition price for Bitcoin, Zcash, Litecoin, everything else will maybe put you in a better position as far as your P&L than what you see here. This just has to do with putting $1,000 into the portfolio that you spent with your own fiat money. Core Visual said, what was your more sinister take on Bitcoin you said you were going to talk about? Well, I'd like to end on that note because I've got a chart. So we're going to take a look at that. Sinister chart. Well, we'll see it in a minute. Appreciate you asking. Let's see. All right. And Moving down the list, Pirate Chain, biggest loser here on the ASIC mineable side, but it's only at about 99 cents. It's definitely seen worse days. Dogecoin at 16 cents is still ahead of WowNero, which makes me sad in my heart, but you got a lot of hodlers who are hoping not to get wrecked. So I guess, think of the retail children. Hopefully they're okay. Bitcoin still inexplicably marching forward with nearly 82% ownership in the hands of people who pre-mined. So you do the math there. 82% of $53 million. If they still have that level of control, maybe they've already divested a significant amount of those holdings. Who knows? Maybe they've had enough time now. Decred, much lower than it was before. And we saw that that quite a bit of a dip in these other SHA-256 coins. FPGA mining portfolio, tell us the story. It's Cadena in the number one, even though it's been dipping over 7 days. 16% down over 7 days. Latrell says that the chopsticks turn into evil eyebrows. That's not good. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the chart now. All right. Cadena down over 7 days, but it's still our number one pick for FPGA mining. 0x Bitcoin as if by magic, because some goblin loser I don't know mentions it. It's still in the number 2 spot. It's still in the money, and it's got this weird. Look at those steps up. That's insane. Look at that chart. It's like a drunk man having a little moon parabolic move, right? It's a drunk crypto. Go home, bot traders. You're drunk. I guess I'll go up 21%. It's like 10% jumps. Why is everything about 0x Bitcoin? Why does it all look like it's? Does it even have real life creators? Were the creators of this token contract also robots? Because that's what it looks like to me every single time I look at that chart. I'm like, okay, I see nothing wrong with this 0x Bitcoin. Yeah. Anyway, Handshake is not doing too bad over the last 7 days, but it's not back in the black from when we first put our entry in. Nervos Network, I don't want to leave on this side of the portfolio. So what do? I'm going to go ahead and pull it from FPGAs. There we go. Yep, remove coin. That's how we do that. So I'm going to clean that up. Yeah, it is a beautiful chart, though. But man, it looks like a drunk robot. Proof of stake, smart contracts. And we're going to have to jump back into, I think, our GPU. Ooh, our GPU mining portfolio to add TON. Unless it's already here. Do we have it? Yep, we already have it here. Tokamak Network. But we don't have a price entry yet. Maybe we can add that to GPUs as well. Proof of stake smart contracts. We've got Terra Luna up by almost a 10x from when we first made the entry. Woo! Looking good. Like to see that. Phantom also performing better than most others in the top 5. Avalanche, Solana, and Wax in that order. And then we got Harmony and Cosmos. I've said it for a while. Don't underestimate Cosmos. I've been saying that since it was below $30, and it's continuing to rise. There's quite a bit more in the works for Cosmos. Yes, that is foreshadowing. All right, guys. Moving down the list, got Moon River, Binance Coin, a lot of stuff that's ahead of Ethereum and Polygon as well. But I think that this side of our portfolio does not have the right entry. And in fact, I might need to revisit the way that's structured, because we got one side of the portfolio showing objectively that $1,000 investment is up, and another side of the portfolio showing objectively that the same $1,000 investment is not up as high. So something's not right there. I'll have to fix that. But we've got TON. Let's go ahead and add it here first, guys. Open that up in a new window, and then we'll put in an entry here. TON, jump back in time and see what it looks like way back in 5/26/2021. Hmm. 5/26/2021. There we go. Good grief. Technology, thank you. You're amazing. Okay. Now we got that two-day period. Oh, it's going to be down. Sorry, bros. Okay. It's at the peak for that day, too. Local top. Ouch. Sorry, not sorry. $8.75. That's going to be our acquisition price. $8.75. This is going to hurt, guys. It just is. So let's put in our calculator proof of Linux, showing our application stack here. 8.75. What do you got? And make sure we have the correct date. Come here, May. It's gonna be May. Submit. All right. It is in the portfolio. Portfolio! Ton is in you. And it looks like it's not as bad as others. It's a little below Cardano, though. A lot below Cardano. But above Zill. But below Cardano. That's saying a lot. Ouch. But if the profits are good with GPU mining, it might make sense for you to hold on to some, right? Like maybe this is okay for you. Let's take a look at its price action as of relatively recently, though. And let's see, go back to 7-day chart, go back to 1-day chart, and it pops us back into the current actual time frame. Yeah, we got these really wild swings over the last 14 days. 2 swings in 2 weeks. Wow, 4 swings in 4 weeks with massive waves here of volume. And it goes up to millions when it's typically, yeah, it's like a 40x volume spike. I have no idea what that's all about. Can't even begin to comment, but clearly there's something going on there. Responsive Resolve asks, is that TON? Yeah, that's TON. That's TON. I said I would put it in the portfolio because some people wanted to know, should I mine it? And here's the thing, you can mine anything and it might return some kind of profit day over day for a while, or for a day or for a week. But man, if fundamentals just do not prove to be there, buyer beware. It doesn't matter that your GPUs are mining it profitably. You might need to mine it and then quickly divest, right? Quickly exchange at some kind of an exchange so you don't get wrecked. Anonymous Miner says, I really hope Zill blows up in the next couple of years, but I don't see a whole lot of activity on the network. Yeah, I know, right? That's why you don't hear me talking about it. I don't want to say anything disparaging about it, but there's not much to talk about from where I'm sitting. Maybe that changes. Hopefully it does. That's why you do hear me talking about Polygon, by the way, guys. There is stuff happening. And there were a lot of naysayers and a lot of people in the mining community talking about like, no, it's going to be loop ring. No, it's going to be roll ups. It's going to be like genuine layer 2s. That's going to be what happens, you know, a year or 2 from now. Just wait, you'll see. And I'm like, dude, Polygon has got stuff going on now. Like when it's not otherwise destroyed by really bad smart contracts in a game. It's really inexpensive, really, really inexpensive. And in today's live stream, we did a swap for less than 50 cents on the most expensive side and averaging about 22 cents, which was not awesome, not great, but it's a far cry from, you know, people saying it's dead and not working. So anyway, there's plenty happening on Polygon. That's why it's on OpenSea. That's why it's on Coinbase. That's why it's on Unstoppable Domains. You know, the list goes on and on, guys. So anyway, yeah, Tokamak Network, I don't know. Fundamentally, I don't know. 30 days, it's been cascading downward, but I mean, that may be a trend that we're seeing in other places. Yes, that is foreshadowing again. 90 days, down. 180 days. Last 6 months have been interesting. It did kind of pop up to, it looks like all-time high. Nope, all-time high was sometime in April. Okay, so it has been kind of on a downtrend for a while. That spike way back in April, if we had put this into our portfolio in May, which we did, we caught it on the downtrend. It was bouncing, right? So dead cat bounce, and we caught it right after its most recent bounce after that. Oh, like almost on its final dead cat bounce did we catch it. Like its final bounce on the way down from that all-time high, did we just put TON in our portfolio. It was a rough time. That's why our portfolio is made the way it is, because I think this is kind of a like who's got strong fundamentals check, right? When we look at that time that was really difficult for most coins to get through, we look back at this chart and it's like, okay, well, did you make it out of that valley? Did you correlate with Bitcoin again and make it out of that valley? Because if you didn't, something could be wrong. Some other DeFi projects absolutely were like a slingshot outside of this little valley right here where we have our portfolio created. TON, it ain't it. Sorry, guys. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it does stand a chance of building more. Because Telegram is a very, very robust ecosystem. So maybe there's something that can be built in the future, but not seeing it today. Sorry, dudes. But yeah, jump back out of the way here. That's now in the portfolio. Let's take a look at our junk drawer. See what's good over in the junk drawer. Could be interesting. See what else we got. Anonymous Miner says, smash that like. I cannot disagree. This is not legal financial business advice, but you know what it is? Making the subscribe button explode. Do it. That is my advice. And click the bell icon. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here. Especially those of you who are here live. It means a lot. But jumping back into the junk drawer, we got, well, we're down over 24 hours, but Saitama Inu is still out there punching faces. Good Lord. Good Lord. Look at that face punching goodness on Saitama Inu. Latrell asked, did you cover any Hex today? Well, it is here in the junk drawer. So yes, we do cover it on occasion. It looks like it's retraced back to 20 cents. I know people who are, kind of sad sack looking because they bought in at over 30. They're not very happy about this. But if you are a Hexagon and you're watching this channel, just know the gloves come off in 2022, guys. The gloves come off. Hex is a contentious ecosystem. It's a contentious leadership project, but it hasn't rug pulled yet. So if there's anybody in my audience who's like, wait, are you becoming a Hexagon? Nah, but you could say I've got a summer home in Hexaco, right? Like you could say that. All right. Yeah, I'm just like not, I'm just over it. I'm over it. I'm tired of people acting all tribal and saying like, you can't own this or you can't own that, or this is a scam. Dude. Yes, there are a lot of projects that do rug pull. There are a lot of projects that are legitimate scams. And there are a lot of other projects that cause real damage in the world. I'm not seeing that from the Hex project. The Hex community, I do occasionally see maybe some misguided individuals acting all tribal and being mean. So I don't want to draw a distinction there though, guys. We want to be fair-minded. We want to try to look at as much of the crypto sphere as we can. But part of that is just going to be us looking at Hex, us looking at Pulse Chain, us looking at Pulse Swap, us looking at all new viable options for blockchain technology. It's going to include those projects. So I appreciate that Latrell, asked. Thank you. I appreciate that you asked though, man. It does make a difference when people ask, right? Because I also want it to be content that you care about. Right? I don't want to like destroy people's expectations by never talking about fundamental projects that we like. Saitama Inu though, guys, $1.5 million profit. 1.5 million just for hodling this friggin' meme coin. It spiked up. That profit spiked up the last 7 days. Man, I would have been super happy with that $1 million profit. And I would have divested some, maybe held on to a moon bag, but not that much. You know what I mean? But imagine, even still, if you had held on to half that moon bag, you'd still have $750,000 in profit. This is what I'm saying. Even the stuff that is like meme coins, don't talk it down. We're still in the middle of number go up season. A lot of things can happen in a market like this. Floki Inu, it's below its previous target. Anonymous says, dude, I got like 1 billion Saitama Inu. That's rad. Let's see. Okay, now you know what? Yeah, you made the mistake. You made the mistake. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's $1 million. 1, 2, 3. Yes, he's got $69, bro. That's rad. I wish it had come out to something a little bit more meme worthy though. I wish you told me you had like 998 million Saitama Inu, because that would have been a lot cooler. I'm just saying, right? For the kids. Think of the children. Anonymous Miner. Be better. Be better. Have less Saitama Inu so we can make this joke right now. Retroactively. Go back in time. Divest some coins. All right. So Saitama Inu, though, doing awesome. You'd have to have a buttload of them, though, to have had that massive return on investment. We got plenty of other meme coins. Then we got Zion Network, Hex, SafeMoon Inu, which is still in the money. It's there. Shiba Inu, which is in the money, but has become much more, we'll just say it's been in consolidation for a while, dipping along with everything else. Moving down, we got Ampleforth. That is the the crap of the cream, and then the cream of the crap is DYDX and X Sushi. Biggest loser is Bone on Shiba Swap, unfortunately. 75% down. QuickSwap and Dragon's Quick are, I think, also kind of taking a little bit of a beating. They are in the middle of a community vote to make some tokenomic changes. So I do know that about them. I do talk to the community pretty frequently with QuickSwap. So I'm aware of that change possibly coming up. You tell me if you're interested in seeing more QuickSwap-oriented content, because I can make some. But that hasn't been a main focus of the channel. So yeah, unfortunately, I think they're kind of getting the worst of it though. They do have a stronger fundamental purpose than Akita Inu, for example, or some others. DeFi Yield Protocol, Thorchain, PancakeSwap. We know that these are strong fundamentals as well. So it's kind of sad to see some of those projects hurting. Hopefully they recover soon. Feel better, guys. Feel better. All right, it's time to take a look at that chart. I've been threatening it for a while, guys, for almost 2 hours here. I know this is one of the longer live streams. And again, I was serious about it before. If there's anybody in the community who's interested in doing timestamps, I am looking for somebody who is already looking at this content, already watching the content, and I am willing to pay for that. But I'd rather that stay within the community, stay in the family, so to speak. So let me know, hit me up in DMs or in email afterward if that's something that you'd like to do, and we'll talk about details there. But definitely appreciate that. Of course, if somebody wants to volunteer to do it too, that would be awesome. I know plenty of projects that would love to send some tokens your way when you do that for the channel. But guys, junk drawer, that's the last of our portfolio that we're going to take a look at. Let's check out this chart. Here's what I'm saying, guys. The chopsticks didn't tell us quite enough. We didn't put them big enough. We didn't zoom out enough. The chopsticks are going to bring us back. Dynamite Mining says, I'd offer, but I'm already so busy. I think you're kind of offering right now. You always want the person who's busy to help you out because they're proven, right? People actually want them to do stuff for them. I kid, but if you guys have, if you do have some time, or if you're watching and you want to make notes, that'd be cool. Let's take a look back at this chart though. And we've got these three ranges, guys. Yellow means go faster, but we are dipping, right? Like green, in my opinion, was the DCA sweet spot for this market. We saw it a couple of times. We passed through it. Great DCA time. Yellow was still okay. Red signaled danger. We ranged there for a while. Ranger danger, right? So right in that red range, down through yellow again, and we could maybe start dollar cost averaging if we, as long as we didn't like bounce off of support at the bottom of that range and then back into green. In my mind, that was like pretty, that was good eating. All the DCA you could eat, right? Double fist it. DCA all day. Whatever you had in spare change lying around, go get yourself some Bitcoin or correlated assets. And we saw that for a while in that range. It looked really, really good. But we see as the average kind of shifted back up and we got back into yellow. That wasn't a terrible time either. We've been talking about that. Dynamite, you want payment in TRX? Dude, he's on to me. I've got some, not TRX, but I got some Tether on TRX and I'm like, I just need to get rid of this. But yeah, it's not that. Anyway, guys, let me know if somebody's interested in that. Interested in doing the timestamps. But moving back into the red range, then up to the violet range, I was like, nah, can't do that. We were about to go like white hot above that, in my opinion, or towards blue, and then white hot beyond that point. Blue flame and then white flame above that. Like, nah, I would not be caught dead DCAing at that point. Yeah, I get it. 5 years from now, it's going to look awesome and you're going to regret not buying $70,000 Bitcoin, Seth, because 5 years from now, it's going to be more than 70,000. Bro, it's less than 70,000 now. I can DCA now and do better. Straight up. And we kind of saw that coming a little bit. Market conditions did indicate that. So here we are back at this yellow range. The chopsticks, I think, need to go into a much bigger move. We've got to pay attention to the fact that we have consistently dipped through these ranges. And how did we make that move, right? From previous all-time high up into this violet range. So we saw kind of roughly, a few bounces downward, right? So we'll say roughly 1, 2, 3, and then a downward move. And then 1, 2, 3, and then a big move again that reset it, right? So I think, I'm not going to try to use any fancy TA jargon or any kind of fancy TA methodology here, but I think I'm just going to put the chopsticks over that much bigger move where we see a few bounces and then an attempt at a recovery, what looks like a reversal, and then dipping downward again. It looks like a dead cat bounce. And that last side of the move, it could be like 3 or 4 bounces downward, and then it looks like, oh yeah, we're going to recover. But it's a dead cat bounce, and it keeps falling further down. So without getting fancy, guys, I'm not a technician, and none of what you see on this show is meant to be advice. Yep, red screened you again, twice in a show. Deal with it. I think I want to put this in this range. I think we're going to look, we're going to kind of cut through the bottom. I guess cut through the bottom-ish of that and see chopsticks. We're going to kind of delete the top of those bounces. That last bounce, maybe. Yeah, I'm doing this totally wrong, guys, and I know that. You got to know that. I realize that I'm not a technician, and I realize that these are not perfect techniques. But this looks like, in my opinion, kind of chopping out the bottom of these candles, chopping out the top of those candles, kind of recapturing a little bit of that sentiment. We could even try to average that through to make it look like we're snapping something up, but I don't want to do that. I just think that, guys, we're on track to maybe test support at the bottom of this range at $40,000. And if we do dip into this territory, if we do go here, then I'm going to start feeling really good about dollar cost averaging again. I'm going to feel really good about like just saying, hey, it's, Bitcoin on sale season. That's what I'm going to feel good about saying on this show. Not giving any advice or anything, but just one really simple target. If we continue to bounce towards this, and maybe this is even less aggressive, maybe we redefine this because of the new trajectory. Here, maybe that's kind of closer to it. Maybe that was a breakout to the downside outside of this downward channel. But maybe, yeah, sometime in late January or February, if we're not corrected, then yeah, we need to we need to experience more pain before there's a correction. Maybe there's not a correction. That's the other thing. Like, a lot of people have been saying, like, oh, it's definitely going to go back up, definitely a leg up. I don't know what it's going to require in markets to see that happen. We could see some other like black swan event that does force a recovery, that does force a retest of new support levels, higher support levels, right? Bring us a retest of higher resistance levels. So I don't know, guys. I'm not sure what to expect there. But what I will say is I appreciate you hitting that like button. It means so much. Goblin Loser says, having one whole Bitcoin at a low cost does sound nice. Hey, I agree. I agree. And it could be that, some of these targets are also what some of the major institutions are looking at too. So it could be that we don't get to see below $40,000 Bitcoin. It could be that we got that we're seeing price suppression or at the top end for discovery, and that we're seeing price suppression at the bottom end, right? So that the little guy, air quotes, can't consolidate their holdings, and we can't accumulate rather more. So, man, I don't know what to expect from this market. I think that's something that has been taught to me very clearly. Is that I'm going to eat the end of a 2x4 the moment I get comfortable in this market with Bitcoin, or comfortable making some prediction with Bitcoin. It's gonna come back and just like remind me again that that forces larger than me and my stupid chopsticks control this market. They run things. So that's what I wanted to say, guys. I do think that there's potentially a more grim outlook for Bitcoin in the next little while, but is it all bad news? No. If you believe in the long-term vision of Bitcoin, as I do, then you know that, 5 years is not a bad outlook. So we can be accumulating this whole time. That said, I am trying to get the highest return on investment, and I hope that you are too. I hope that you're winning in the markets, guys. I hope you're winning with your mining. I hope you're winning with your DeFi trades, with your yield, any kind of yield farming that you're doing, right? Yield mining, they call it, or profit mining within DeFi. I hope you're winning, guys. And I hope that this live stream and this content stream is helping you out. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end of the video. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face, and I will see you very, very soon. Remember to stay private and mind your biz. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. be sure to check out mineyour.biz, where you can sign up for our email newsletter, where we're still ramping up content, but you will occasionally receive specials for flash sales and all kinds of other deals that we have going on the site. You can also check out our services page, where we offer consulting to projects that need it. You can pick up the Freedom Phone, which respects your privacy. You can pay for it in crypto and have it shipped to you anonymously, as well as getting merchandise that also is paid for with crypto. That's right, we practice what we preach, including, well, a Flux swag page. That's right. It's a dedicated page just for the team over at Flux Network, because we love them that much. Thanks for watching to the end. Thanks for being subscribed. You know I love your face. Be sure to stay private and mind your biz.